Ball, Mainco, Dustin. Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. Before we get into it, like always, if you got any questions, post them in our forums. We got our army of experts in there just waiting for them, so get them in there.
So before we get into our own buy low, sell high, quick shout out to Chris, aka FST RG3PO. He posted a buy low, sell high article on the site, so check it out on FantasySmackTalk.com.
So the buy low, sell highs we wanted to talk about. First one, I still call him Mike Stanton. This guy's a stud. He's off to a slow start. It's a long season. If you can get him cheap now, go for it. He'll turn it around. He's going to hit 35 plus home runs. He'll be fine.
Another power home run guy that hasn't hit a bomb yet. That's Jay Bruce. He's definitely a buy low guy. He doesn't have the same name cachet as Stanton as well, so you can probably get him really cheap, but we think this guy still has the potential to hit 30 bombs this year. So if you can get him for, 10 cents, 15 cents on the dollar, go ahead and make a trade.
Even 20 cents.
25 cents.
Next guy, a guy we really liked coming into the year, young starting pitcher, Chris Sale. He had 2 solid starts to begin the season, but his third start, definitely not that great. So his owners might be willing to dish him a little bit cheap right now. And he's a guy that you're not going to have to give up a ton to get. And I think he could be, top 25-ish starting pitcher this year. We still like his upside.
All right, sell high, guys. And this is a guy that if you own, you should have dealt a few games ago, if not 5, 10 games ago, it seems. Chris Davis, the first 5 games, you loved him. He was playing out of his mind. He had 17 RBIs in those first 5 games. But since then, he's had 2. So his overall numbers are still looking pretty good, and he was the talk of Major League Baseball. So you still might be able to trade him fairly high. So if you can deal Chris Davis for a guy like Bruce or a guy like Stanton, we say try your best to do that.
It won't happen, but maybe.
I bet you it will.
Really?
You'd be surprised. If you get that trade done, please post it anywhere, forums, on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah,
I bet you it'll get done. Try it.
Okay.
Definitely for Bruce. Lock they can get him for Bruce.
Not if anyone knows what they're doing, don't try it, because
Lock.
they'll laugh at you. Alright, next guy I want to talk about, sell high, Justin Upton. Look, I like Justin Upton. I think he could potentially come close to keeping up what he's doing, but he's a 279 lifetime hitter. If you can get him, if you can get early to mid first round value out of this guy now, if you need a starting pitcher, you can get like a Kershaw type, or even, we talked about Mike Trout before the show.
He'll take Upton over Trout.
He'd take Upton over Trout. I'm not giving up on Trout that soon. I think if you can do that, I think that
good trade, bet off.
But Justin Upton, I like him, but if, like I said, if you can get great value for him now, I don't think you're going to regret it.
Depends. I think he might. I think he could be MVP. But I understand what Dustin's saying if you get a top guy. All right, the last guy's Clay Buchholz. This is a guy that has carried, some fantasy relevance. When he was first coming up, everybody really liked him as a prospect, and, everyone's heard the name. He's been up and down on fantasy teams, kind of relevant. This year thus far, he's been picked up in a ton of leagues because he's 3-0 with a .41 ERA. Everyone's thinking this is the year he's going to break out. If you snagged him and you can flip him for a guy like Chris Sale, we absolutely love that trade.
All right, let's talk about the must-adds in all leagues for the waiver wire. Shelby Miller's a guy that I'm super excited about out there for the Cardinals. He's getting a chance to pitch in their rotation, and he has fantasy stud written all over him as far as when you look at what he did in the minors. 2011, 170 Ks in 139 innings. 2012, 160 Ks in 136 innings. His ERA was a little bit all over the place, but so far in the bigs this year, the guy's been amazing, and I'm buying on Miller, only owned in 65% of leagues right now.
All right, first guy I'm talking about is Daniel Murphy. This is a guy we really liked coming into the year, and a standard Dustin fact is if you got a lot of doubles the year before, then maybe it translated into more power and home runs, yada, yada, yada. But it looks like it's panned out for Daniel Murphy. He had 6 bombs all last year. He's already got 2 with 8 extra base hits. Second baseman, we said if you wait on second, you don't get Cano. Wait forever, grab a guy like this. We hope you listen. But if you need second base help and he's available, we still say definitely grab him.
All right, next one, talk about a young outfielder for Pittsburgh, and that is Marte. Only on 55% of leagues, which I am absolutely shocked by. I felt like he had a decent amount of hype coming into the year as far as what he was able to do last year and limited at bats. So I thought he was going to get drafted in more leagues, and then, kind of a slow start the first week, but since then, he's been amazing. I don't see what the issue is. He's a youngster, huge upside.
And apparently McCutcheon took him under his wing as well, so gotta like that also. All right, next, if you had a Jose Reyes, First of all, you shouldn't have because we said don't draft him. We had Ian Desmond over him and whatnot, but I digress. If you had Jose Reyes, I apologize. He's going to be out for a long time. So if you can pick up a guy like Everett Cabrera, he was another sleeper who likes coming into the year. You know, he's batting .264. He's not setting the world on fire with that, but he's got 3 bags, 9 runs, and his speed potential is very high. This guy could steal 40 bases this year. So losing Reyes, it's not a one-for-one replacement, but obviously this is a guy that could certainly help you.
He can steal 60 bases.
Steal 60 bases.
All right, let's talk about guys that add in deeper leagues. Tony Cingrani out there with the Reds. You know, a lot like Shelby Miller, this is a guy that has that, you know, huge fantasy starting pitcher stud potential. Only reason he's on Mustad in all leagues is because at this point I don't really feel like his starting rotation spot is locked down, but they are calling him up. He's going to start for them this week. 172 Ks last year in the minors in 146 innings. This guy's a real deal, one of the best pitching prospects in the game, so we'll see how he does. But if you're in a deeper league, you want to take a gamble on a young arm, this is a good guy to look at.
All right, the next guy we're going to be talking about, and this is deeper leagues. He's batting .611. He's got 3 bombs, 8 RBIs. So you're saying, how can a guy like that be added in deeper leagues? Here's the reason. He's only got 18 at-bats. He's 11 for 18, and that's Matt Adams with St. Louis. They got to find a way to maybe get this guy more at-bats. Clearly, he's not going to do this the entire year, but he's a name that you have to know. Have him on your watch list. If you're in deeper leagues, he might be a guy worth scooping.
Next guy I want to talk about is Chris Carter for Houston. If you're looking for some cheap power, this could be your guy. Last year, 218 at-bats. He had 16 home runs. He already has 4 home runs this year. I'm not expecting the best batting average out of him, but again, if you're looking for cheap power, he could be your solution.
All right, last guy we're going to talk about for deeper sleepers deeper ads in deeper leagues, you know what I mean? Yadier Alonso, this is a guy we really liked coming into the year. We said he had the power, thought the average could be okay, and right now he's batting .327, 2 home runs, 8 ribbies, out there with San Diego. You know, we really like him. If you got a guy like Ike Davis, who's playing terrible.
Don't drop him.
Don't drop him, but if you grab a guy like Yadier and you kind of have him sub in for Davis until Davis figures out, because as Dustin keeps saying, he is a late start, second half player.
He's second half.
That's not paying attention to me. That's the CEO. When you're the boss, you don't got to pay attention.
I was just wondering why you called him Yadier when his name's Yonder, but that's a different story.
Molina, I was thinking Molina, I'm assuming.
So, one other guy I want to talk about, this is just a guy to keep an eye on, is Edward Mojica out there for the St. Louis Cardinals. Their closing situation right now is a mess. It looks like he might get a chance to close some games. I mean, if you're desperate for a closer and you want to give a guy a chance, you know, this is a guy, you know, take a gamble on. We'll see what he does. Not expecting huge things, but anytime there's any type of movement in the ninth with any team, you got to pay attention to that. Just if you're looking for some saves. So that's our baseball show. Check out the Buy Low, Sell High article on the site. Get in those forums.
Snarf.
You know who Snarf is?